Here to take off on a whim and come over to Virginia and help him out. So it's 5 o'clock in the morning, and what are we doing? We're heading over to run the vat. We're helping do some of the expansion, so we're doing some test running today. So come along with us, and we'll check out the new loop and see if it's passable. Okay, so after a short stint from Beckley, West Virginia, over to around the Clifton Forge, Virginia area, just past it, we get off the interstate here, and we start heading north up to Goshen, Virginia. That's the official start point for the new Allegheny Loop for the Virginia Adventure Trail. This section is definitely by far Christy and I's favorite. It's a little bit challenging, but not too challenging. It's fairly easy if you have a comparable built vehicle. It's a little stint out of a Goshen here. It's about a 5-mile track on the blacktop, and we're already turning off onto the gravel. It's already mapped. So just a short piece off the blacktop here for the interstate, and now we're already on gravel. And that didn't take long. From this next clip, you're going to see there's quite a bit of traffic on this road. This section of the road is fairly well traveled. When we were down there, it was turkey season, so there's a lot of people up in the woods hunting. So depending on what season you travel this area, keep that in mind. So you're probably going to encounter some ongoing traffic or coming traffic. Just the roads are plenty wide enough to where you can get over, and two vehicles can easily pass. Just be cautious and pay attention to what's coming over the hill, and don't get distracted from the scenery and the trees and the beauty that Virginia actually has to offer. Some of the scenery can be pretty distracting across there. If you look to your left and right as you're traveling this area, you're going to see all kinds of streams, little waterfalls, and babbling brooks. This area, in our opinion, is absolutely beautiful. As you'll see here in a few minutes, we found a lot of waterfalls and a lot of really cool stuff to look at and stop and explore. As you can see up to this point, this road is very easy so far. And once we get to past a certain point here, it does get a lot more technical, a lot more narrow, and more single track. So keep that in mind, guys. It's fun when we can find these gems like this. This is a campsite that we would definitely stay in. Just enough room for one. As you can see, Christy's over here. She's checking out the waterfall here and the stream. Look at that. guys, it don't get much prettier than this. And that's deep enough on a hot summer day. That'd be a good place to cool off. Okay, as I mentioned a minute ago, it starts getting a little bit more difficult through here. Once you get to the railroad tracks section here that you see in front of you, it starts getting a little more narrow track, but there's a lot of creek crossings down through here and a lot of stuff to look at. Keep in mind, as long as you have a high clearance four-wheel drive, you should be fine through here. It's nothing overly difficult, but a couple of water crossings, it was up to our bumpers, and for those that don't know my build, I'm on 3.5 inches of lift and 37-inch tires.
This is the area that don't get traveled much.
As you guys can see by this section here, it's starting to get more and more narrow as we go and more single track. You can definitely tell this section does not get traveled very much at all.
Fun little easy rocky section.
Which is typically the type of roads that Christy and I really look for.
It's not to keep you from following this lane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't lie. On this section here, I was really hoping we would time it to where one of the coal trains was coming by. This section is really cool.
Tree root on that edge.
It looks like we're going right into the creek.
Christy in this section was right. There's a lot of creek crossings. Just remember, guys, stay on the designated road and do not drive up and down the creeks. These are natural trout springs, and we definitely want to protect those trout.
Should be interesting. That's why I'm stopping back here and rolling.
If you're enjoying this content and you find it valuable, don't forget to like and subscribe. It definitely helps our channel, and it helps others find videos like this, so it can help them as well. As you can see so far, the water crossings aren't bad at all. They're maybe 6 inches to 12 inches deep. But if it's storming or a lot of rain when you guys are going right before you can get here, as you can see, some of these areas the water could possibly get pretty deep. So just be cautious when dipping down into them, and you don't want to hydrolock your motor.
Not too bad. Stinky. Chewy.
Stinky pond water, huh?
This was one of two of the deepest crossings that we came across on this trout. This one here was above my bumper dipping in, and then the second one you'll see here.
That is a stone culvert. That is handmade.
Oh my goodness. Look at
Stacked
that.
stone and brick.
Holy cow. Look at that. Look inside there. Oh my gosh, that is wicked cool.
We're gonna have to investigate this.
Okay.
Alright guys, we come up on this pretty little stream here. What is really cool about this is this culvert that this railroad track goes over. Got Christy over here already beat me to it to explore it. This is hand dug, hand stone stacked culvert.
I don't want to go inside.
Is this not cool? I'll see if I can do this without getting wet. Sorry if the video is a little jarry, but this is absolutely gorgeous. I hope this footage turn out, guys.
Oh, this is badass. Oh, I don't want to go that way.
All right, Christy, what do you think?
This is badass. This is so cool.
This is the stuff we absolutely love finding, guys, when we're out and about. I mean, the railroad guys, they worked hard, and this is a view out.
The railroad ties.
Yeah, the bottom of this, guys, is actually old railroad ties and cut timber. If you can see that.
I don't think I can go any further.
No, it gets a little deep down through there. And you got to be careful in these areas, guys, because like this area here that we're in, this is also a stocked trout stream. So the Department of Resources actually stock fish to replenish the trout, rainbow trout, brown trout, whatever else they're putting in this, plus the normal species of fish and aquatics. So be careful and always stay on the trails and roads when you're traveling like this, because traveling in areas that you're not supposed to can really damage the fish population and a lot of the other aquatics.
Do not log boarding. What that means? What's that mean?
Another creek crossing. up. Huh?
Yeah.
We'll keep going. Ooh.
We might be a little deep.
As like all water crossings, guys, make sure you stay on the designated road and only cross the shortest path across. As you can see here, this is definitely one of the deepest and longest water crossings of all this section. After this, it's pretty easy. The rest of the route, as long as you have a high clearance vehicle, you should be fine in this area. But definitely, I wouldn't advise taking a stock rig through here at all. From here, it's a short stint of blacktop, and then here we are coming into Clifton Forge.
So we got the old train over here. And the cabooses. You see, this is obviously a really old town. Clifton Forge is where we're at.
Yep.
Town hall off to the left.
What a cute little town.
Absolutely.
Oh, look at the music. Masonic.
movie theater?
Yeah.
Very cool. Old church.
I love these old buildings. So neat.
A lot of history in these old towns.
The Railroader Hotel.
Alright, after a short stint here on blacktop, now we're back on the gravel and mountain roads, or forest roads. Well, the topographical that we just drove through, there's going to be quite a bit of shelf roads through here, so this should be a beautiful drive. With the exception of one river crossing, that's about 3.5, 4 foot deep. You know, that's about the worst we've seen so far on this section.
Definitely not passable for a small car.
No, definitely stock rigs is not. I wouldn't take it across that river because I mean we're 37-inch tires and 3.5-inch lift, and it was up to the bumpers on my truck here.
As you can see coming up here on the left, the Forest Service has been doing some controlled burns to help with the undergrowth and the lower vegetation to actually help prevent bigger forest fires than this. This is obviously a controlled burn because it's just on one side, and apparently the fire service did a really good job of controlling it. This is something they have to do to maintain a healthy forest.
Blacktop for a short stint, and it looks like we are already turning back onto the Forest Service road.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Oh yeah, limited blacktop. I'm liking this section so far. Lots of dirt, lots of gravel roads on these guys. Very easy, but
I could use a few more waterfalls.
there's been a bunch of waterfalls.
Never enough waterfalls though.
There's been a bunch.
This section of the Allegheny Loop is definitely a beautiful area, as you can see by this aerial shot. It's mainly Forest Service roads that are well maintained, gravel roads, and a lot of shelf roads. So there's a lot of beauty in this area to be seen. You just got to take your time, slow, soak it in, and absorb the area. I mean, this area is absolutely gorgeous for those that get out and explore it.
Alright guys, sites like this are what we look for. Established fire pit. Look at the rock face here. Can you only imagine camping beside this all night? Hi, babe, what do you think of this spot?
Fabulous.
These waterfalls, this stream is absolutely gorgeous.
Pictures and videos are not going to do it justice.
Absolutely not. All right. Made it down safe and sound. Look at this. I mean, absolutely beautiful.
All right, at this point, we're coming up almost on the halfway point of the new Allegheny Loop. We're starting to get into the Bowler Mountain region, Meemaw Lake area. Just for reference, this river that goes down through here is absolutely gorgeous. It's owned and I guess managed by a rod and gun club in this area, so definitely stay on the road, keep going, enjoy it while you're driving by, but unless you're a member, definitely stay on the road and enjoy it from the car. Welcome to Meemaw Lake. This area is in the Bowler Mountain, and this area is absolutely gorgeous. From what we've seen, this lake, the area of footage, they have a few boat ramps if you want to fish this area and come back here on vacation. It's absolutely gorgeous. We've seen several people fishing this lake when we were down there. There's a lot of pull-offs here that you can walk down to the lake and check it out. Obviously, the bridge that crosses over it that you'll be passing over if you're going north on the loop. But you can just see this area is just absolutely gorgeous. It's, you know, it's Virginia at its best. There's no other way to put it. Yeah, Will did a great job when he put this loop together, and we're definitely proud to be able to get out and show you the highlights and show you some of those areas that you're going to be able to see when you go through it. If you want to stay at a campground in this area, there's 3 campgrounds here on the south, or actually north side of the lake, or west side of the lake, that you can stay at if you want to stop and enjoy this area a little bit longer. After getting by Meemaw Lake and the Bowler Mountain area, you'll run about a 10 mile stretch of blacktop, and then you get back off on the Forest Service Road and gravel roads. You know, the bulk of this portion of the loop is just like what you're seeing here. There's a lot of scenery here, so don't think it ain't worth traveling, because it definitely is. There's a lot of overlooks. There's a lot of scenic areas, a lot of creeks, a lot of lakes to check out. This area is absolutely beautiful. I keep saying it because it really is. At this point in the day, it's starting to get late, It's about 4 or 5 o'clock in the day. We've run the majority of the loop at this point, and we started looking for campsites, and it's starting to get run out of time here. There's a couple of dead-end routes up here for the mountain forest roads that Onyx shows that is allowed to be camped, but also shows it being a through road, and it's not. If using Onyx, definitely be careful when you start getting into some of these areas, because they show the roads being open and they're not. You're going to see that here in a minute as we come up on a down tree, and just past the down tree you're going to see a pile of dirt that they've piled across the road, so you cannot get through there. So this section right here is a legal campsite that does have a fire pit, but for whatever reason the flies and the gnats were just absolutely horrible, because we were going to stay here because the views here are absolutely gorgeous. But you can see the tree down here in front of me, and just if you look just past the tree, you can see the pile of dirt that they dumped on the road to keep people from going any further. So we had to turn around here, and once we investigated the area, we decided to move on and start looking for other areas and looking for a different campsite for the night. But this is just a reminder that you always want to have plan B, plan C when you're out and exploring these areas. But that's also part of the adventure. You never know what you're going to find, where you're going to be able to stay, you know, what the terrain is going to be like, what the scenery is going to be like, and what the weather's going to do. At the top of these ridges, something you need to keep in mind if you're tent camping or if you got a rooftop tent is the wind, because you're at high elevation. I think if I recall, we're around 3,000 feet elevation in this particular area. And so if there's a storm blow in, or if there's quite a bit of wind, it can be a long nights of trying to sleep in a tent and the noise. So there was not a whole lot of shelter here, as you can see by the trees and stuff in this area, but it is a plenty big campsite. You could easily get probably 8 or 9 rigs in this area and camp for the night. But you're definitely not going to have much protection from the wind, but the views at night with a sky like this, if the stars are out, oh my God, it would be a beautiful, beautiful view. So here we are back on the blacktop for a short stint, and again, we're running out of daylight here, and we're starting to get a little concerned here that we're going to find a camp.
All right, starting to get a little worried here, guys. We're out here in the middle of nowhere. Just finished off the new loop, and we're starting to have problems finding campsites. Onyx is typical Onyx, and the roads and stuff that they show are blocked off. They ain't been running a long time. It's good times. So we finally found a campsite here, so we're gonna pull up in here, get it set up for the night, and kick back. It's been a long day. It's been a good day. So we ran the entire new loop for the Virginia Adventure Tour, and so yeah, it should be good for you guys. Running about anything. So let's get in the truck here and let's go up here and get set up. All right, guys, finally found a campsite that we can get into that's got a fire ring and should be good for the night. If you guys try to use Onyx, just be fair warned that some of these roads that they show on their maps, yeah, they're no good. We just got up here, and this road hasn't been run in years, and it basically comes to a dead end, and it shows that it's a thoroughfare. So we're gonna get in here, we're gonna get set up for the night, and then we're gonna fix some dinner and kick back and think about the day. All right, now that we've about got camp here set up here, other than the tent, we're cooking dinner. So let's go over here and see what Christy is cooking for dinner tonight. I'm guessing we're having some chili dogs.
Chili cheesy dogs.
Chili cheesy dogs. Ooh.
Because, you know, everything is better with
Cheddar. Cheddar makes everything better. Yeah, after a long, we are very tired. I don't know if you heard Christian. I've only got one mic out tonight, but we started about 5 o'clock this morning from Beckley, West Virginia, and we've pretty much wheeled the entire south loop of the basically Virginia Adventure Trail. So Allegheny Loop is one that we're working on now. that's probably going to be released here soon. So keep an eye out. There's gonna be videos on that as well. But we're helping Will out with pre-running some stuff and finding you guys possibly some dispersed campsites, and so that you guys know where you can stay legally.
Look at those chili dogs. Again, I'm just curious. Anybody else do chili dogs, or is it just a Cincinnati thing?
Oh yeah, I got these big old paws.
Dig in. Oh, look at all that cheese.
You make everything better. Good guys. Simple, quick, easy, on the trail. Can't ask for any better.
And we've got the
Peppers cleaned up.
vacuum cleaner down there, making sure that all the cheese that Dad drops gets cleaned up. So, yeah. Hey guys, Christy with Empty Nesters again. I just want to show you a quick walkthrough. When you are leaving camp, you want to make sure that you're leaving it better than you found it. So Chad and I have cleaned up all of our mess. And others. We've cleaned up a few things that shouldn't have been here. Chad has watered down the fire pit real good, so we don't have to worry about any smoldering pieces left.
The term is called dead cold out.
Okay, you heard that. Dead cold out. So, you can see everything's nice and beautiful, and it is ready for the next adventure.
We definitely want to thank you for watching this. If you found the value from this content, definitely like and subscribe. And follow our other ventures. It definitely helps others find this content, and so we can help them hopefully as much as we've helped you. So thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll catch you guys on the trail somewhere. Until then, happy wheeling and get out and enjoy the adventure.